Creative York is a nonprofit arts organization whose mission is to inspire the community through creativity, through arts education, gallery experiences, and outreach programs. Even though the Yorkfest Arts Festival has been canceled this year, Creative York and the Parliament Arts Organization has decided to still hold the Adult Juried Art Exhibition. I want to thank Colin from the Parliament Arts Organization for providing the prize money to the recipients of this year's exhibit. Colin?
Thanks, Mindy. I'm really happy to be here. The Parliament's been going through some major changes this year. One includes partnering with the City of York to be able to produce all of the events in the city. Unfortunately, this is one of our major ones that we've had to cancel. We're happy to be able to produce this with Creative York through a partnership with the City of York and the Powder Mill Foundation.
I'd like to introduce this year's juror for the Yorkfest Adult Juried exhibition. Jaimes Mayhew is an interdisciplinary artist whose work is collaborative and based in interests of land use, speculation, and installed environments. Jaimes has received awards and grants from the Fulbright Commission of Iceland, the South Saints Innovation Fund, the Contemporary Baltimore's Grit Fund, the Maryland State Arts Council, and the Baltimore Museum of Art and Provisions Library. James's collaborative and solo work has been shown all throughout the United States and also in London, England, and Reykjavik, Iceland. Jaimes lives in Baltimore, Maryland, and teaches media arts at American University in DC. Jaimes?
Thank you, Mindy, and thanks to Colin. I'm really excited to be a part of this. And let's talk about some of the work that I chose. I chose these works as symbols of this challenging time period in our history. While looking through the submitted work, I thought a lot about what we as artists can give to our communities, and the answers to that question are as many as there are artists in this gallery. These images represent a diverse number of approaches to challenging an art audience to look, to pay attention, and to see beauty, and offer a diversity of approaches to providing the gifts that art can give in difficult times. Some document the power of this second wave of the Black Lives Matter movement, or an escape via a beautiful image of a day at the beach, imagery of the lineage of a family of Black men from grandfather to grandson, a reminder of spiritual transcendence, an image of the way every day used to be, an homage to those working on the front lines of this pandemic, an escape into bright colors and abstraction, or an escape to a beautifully rendered landscape that encourages us to look harder and see a better world around us, while others offer to document a humorous portrait of 2020. So I'm awarding honorable mentions to 5 different pieces of this show. The first one is to Cisco Soto for One Time for Your Mind, this photograph documenting some Black Lives Matter protests happening this year. Another one is Elaine Posey for a self-portrait, which probably a lot of us have sort of been in this moment during the pandemic, for sure. And then the other 3 are Coyote Malomo, tribute to the frontline workers, Melissa Fenema for her trilogy Father, Grandfather, and Son, and then Paul Gallo for Sunny Day. 2020 Yorkfest Juror Prize. I'm awarding the prize to Anita Williams for her painting Living Forest. With so many great works that were submitted, it was difficult to choose just one for the Juror Prize. I thought a lot about the overwhelming moment that we're in and how we might come to terms as humans with the fact that we are never going to be more powerful than nature. I chose Living Forest because it immediately struck me as a depiction of nature that is both up to the viewer's interpretation and at the same time is always out of control of our viewing. The bright colors, the variety of textures, patterns, and shapes work their way across the canvas in a celebration of biodiversity and beauty. These colors and shapes that seem to be celebratory are also odd. They are untangible, both familiar and unfamiliar, and unsettling. I'm pushed to consider the dichotomy of natural versus unnatural. The bright colors alluding to painting, while the shapes and textures allude to familiar scenes in wilderness, and yet I cannot find my footing in either for longer than a few moments. Nature, as we have learned in the past few months, if we had not already learned this lesson, is bigger than us, and nature is us. We've experienced an unfooting in the things that we once thought to be everyday. So congratulations to Anita Williams And thank you for sharing your work.
Congratulations to all the artists who were selected for this year's Yorkfest Adult Juried exhibit. To see the exhibit, it's by appointment only. You can contact us at 717-848-3200. Thank you.